everybody, I am the Mademoiselle and this is my channel, and today we are going to be talking about things I wish I knew before I went to college. Now, it is no secret that college is a lot harder and a lot more expensive than it needs to be, but there's a lot of things that you need to go before you go. And if you're currently in college, there's a lot of things that they do not tell you that I'm gonna put you on game about. Now, I'm going to link down below my college advice videos because I got you, okay? I got into college with a very low GPA, and there's a lot of things that you can do if you also have a very low GPA. If you really want to go to college and you are like, oh my god, my grades are garbage, I don't know what to do, trust me, there's a lot of things you can do. It is not the end of the world. Also, keep in mind, this video is not for those of you who think that college is a waste of time and you don't need to go. Whatever it is that you want to do, even if it's not college, if you want to go to trade school, you want to go to the military, you want to start a business, you cannot survive in the United States anyway without going to do something after high school. You will not survive just a high school diploma because high school ain't teach us shit. You have to have a trade, you have to have a skill, you have to do something. And one of these days I'm probably gonna do a video on like things to do other than college, but for right now we're gonna be talking about college advice. For those of you guys who are new here, I did graduate from Bloomfield College in Bloomfield, New Jersey. This information always stays in my description box. Please peep my description box for more important information that you guys always ask me about. I attended from 2013 to 2017. Graduated with my communications degree with a concentration in broadcast journalism. I took a year off and then attended Full Sail University online in an accelerated program for my public relations master's degree. So I know a lot about on-campus living as well as internet learning. To be quite honest with you, I'd rather be on campus. I will never do another online program. It's a lot harder and it's a lot more work, but that's for a whole nother video. And I'm also going to be doing a giveaway for you guys that it's going to be a backpack full of school supplies. Is going to be 2 winners. One backpack is more female oriented, okay? And listen, you see how heavy this is? Lots of stuff in here. We got USB, notebooks, binders, like listen, lots of things going in here. And then, you know, of course, I got something for the males, okay? I didn't forget about y'all. I did not forget about y'all. The giveaway starts today from August 16th and ends on the 30th. I will be announcing the winners on Instagram. All you have to do is, of course, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, why are you in college? What do you want to do with your college degree? And make sure you comment your Instagram handle and go to Instagram, comment on this picture right here, and of course, follow me on Instagram and you are entered into the giveaway. Like I said, winner is announced on the 30th. Make sure you guys read the rules if you forget, because you know you guys are gonna be watching the video, and voila. My most important tip that I have to start off with is never, ever, ever, ever go to the #1 school. When it comes to affirmative action, when it comes to, you know, a lot of high school students that I know that are getting straight A's, that really want to make their family proud, that want to be doctors, lawyers, and everything else grand and great in the world, they are always trying to go to the Harvard, you know, they're always trying to go to like the top schools in the country, in the world even. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, you do not want to go to the top school, and this is why. They want the most unrealistic things on earth, okay? And the reason that these schools are the top schools and the #1 schools is because they expect their students to stay on top and stay #1. You think that you're doing all of this shit in high school to go to these #1 schools and that's it. When you get into the school, you're just gonna get into the school. No. You're gonna get into the school and you're gonna have to do more #1 shit to get into school. And what makes it worse is when you graduate, you're still gonna get the same jobs as everybody else that went to the bottom schools, that went to the middle schools, that went to the top schools as well. We all get the same shitty jobs that start at 30K an hour. We still get pushed around in the corporate world. We still get the same shitty ass apartments when we start out. Still get fucked over by the same fuck boys and the same fuck girls. Realistically, the only thing that going to the top college really does is kind of get you to network better, because you kind of have access to like better people, to get better jobs in a sense, kind of, but that's not really a guarantee. And all you do is really stress yourself out in the long run, because you get forced into doing so many things that are just so unnecessary and just redundant. And it's just like For what though? I don't know anybody that's been to Ivy League school that has had an Ivy League job in a sense at all, unless they came from an Ivy League family, because that is definitely where it comes from. Like, if anything, like if you literally are like, you know, a celebrity, or your family is like, you know, Fortune 500 CEO motherfuckers, like that's the only way I really see that really helping you. But going to like the top school in the country really doesn't solidify you having the top job in the country. What really matters is not really the school that you go to, but what you take from the school that you go to, what you learn from that school that you go to, and the people that you meet and where you let that take you. All of this hoopla of like, oh, I need to go to the top school, I need to get the best grades and all of that really doesn't necessarily matter. What really matters is the experience that you make out of it, and where that takes you, and where you let that lead you, and your determination and your discipline of it all. Because what happens is you're gonna get into Harvard, you're gonna do all of this shit, and they're gonna push you harder. They're gonna crack that whip. You're not gonna graduate college and be making $90,000, $100,000 a year just because you graduated from Harvard. I promise you. Okay, so do not sit there and like work this hard to get into a #1 school. You know, aim for like maybe a number 10, okay, a number 15, a number 20. Like, try to stay in like that mid tier. Aiming for like that top 5, I kid you not, you're gonna unnecessarily stress yourself out. Remember, I had a couple of friends, I had to like call them up before I did this video, and like they would go to like a lot of the top schools in their states, and like they were doing like ridiculous shit, 3 internships a semester on top of having a job, on top of doing like 5 classes a semester, which was required. Then they were doing like mandatory community service on top of being part of sororities, on top, like it was just extra. And it's like, who has time for that goofy shit? And then I'm broke. No, I'm sorry. Just, you know, you just don't want to be under that type of pressure, especially as a college student. So really rethink applying to these #1 schools, and, you know, killing yourself if you don't get into these types of schools. Now, I've always said that when it comes to high school, you really aren't there to make friends. You really are there to get the grade to do what you want to do, especially if you're trying to go to college. Your junior year grades are really, really important. But when it comes to college, you want to be a social butterfly. You want to make friends. You want to go to events. You want to go to the parties. You want to be anywhere and everywhere at all times, because this is what will make or break you. When you're in college, your grades don't necessarily matter. When you apply for jobs, they will look at your transcript. Clearly, they don't want to see that you're failing all your classes, but they want to see that you were involved in your community. They want to see that you are actually doing things on campus. They want to see who you know, why you know them, and most importantly, who knows you. People always be like, oh, it doesn't matter what you know, it's who you know. No. It's who knows you. Realistically speaking, it doesn't necessarily matter that you had straight A's. It matters what you were doing. What experience do you have? But not only that, who knows you? Because those people that you're hanging out with, you want to sit there, party, drink, and do all this goofy shit, but will they be able to get you a job? Will they be able to say, hey, I know Tiffany, she is amazing at graphic design, Dad. You know, I know you're looking for someone at your law firm, you know, to do your like little advertisements on Google. You should hire her. You know, I know you're looking for this person for, you know, your ShopRite commercials, you know, hire John. You know, like that's what you need. Instead of Bobo Shane doing all of this bullshit, you know, trying to get people to like you, need to get people to be on your side to give you a job when you graduate. That's what it's all about. You are there to make connections, not grades. Clearly, you shouldn't be failing, because this is another thing that I learned after graduating, and to be honest, this is not something I needed to be worried about, because even though I was partying, I had my priorities together. I didn't learn this until I noticed a lot of my friends were getting kicked out of school. But Uncle Sam's money isn't free. You know how everyone gets financial aid and everyone has this impression that that's free money? Everyone has that impression that, oh, I don't have to pay that money back. Yeah, you do if you're failing classes. So when I was in college, I had a lot of friends that just literally never came back. Like after the first semester, I kid you not, like my whole like floor was empty. Like everyone like practically had a single. I think I was one of the very few people that had a roommate still. Like everybody was like gone because they failed. If you are getting financial aid, okay, which is that free federal Pell Grant that basically everyone gets unless your parents make like a fuck ton of money, you are gonna have to pay that back if you're sitting here flunking your classes. I'm not sure what the percentage is right now. Federal government, if they're giving you federal Pell Grant money, requires you to pass about 70 to 75% of your classes. So they don't expect you to get A's, but you gotta at least pass, okay? You gotta get like at least a D in order to keep your grant. So if you have 4 classes, which is typically, most people have like 4 classes in order to be full-time, depending on the school, depending on the credits. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 3, but I'm just gonna say 4 because it kind of makes it easier, and y'all know I can't count. They didn't send me to school for that, okay? I was English, communications, broadcast journalism. Counting was not really part of my curriculum. I did 2 classes, whatever. So for me, I failed 2 classes in college, okay? And they weren't in that semester, right? So I failed 2 classes. One was my first semester and the other one was like 2 years later down the line, my junior year. So say if I would have took those 2 classes that first year, right? That would have been 50% of my classes. I would have had 2 more. I would have fucked up and I would have failed 50% of my classes. That would have been horrible. That would have been horrible. I would literally got kicked out of school and then I would have had to pay my financial aid back. A lot of people were sitting there, again, like I said, partying, drinking, smoking, doing all that goofy shit and failing a majority, if not all of their classes, and they got kicked out. And every time I would ask them, you know, when you coming back, what happened, they were like, oh, I gotta pay financial aid back. And I thought they were just using the wrong terminology, but they were right. They had to pay financial aid back because Uncle Sam don't give a fuck why you failed. They don't give a fuck how you failed. They just want their money back because they're investing in you. That money is only free when you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's why I always tell people, if your goal to go to college is, oh, I'm just gonna party, I'm gonna turn up, you know, it's the first time I'm gonna be by myself, I'm gonna be on campus, you know, it's my first little taste of freedom. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be fucked over when you have thousands of dollars to pay back to the government because you did not go to school and do what you were supposed to do. Do not go to college thinking you're about to be buck wild and free because you thought that you could be let loose. You're gonna regret it. That money ain't free. It's only free when you're doing what you're supposed to do. That brings me to my next point. A lot of people always ask me, how is it that I'm gonna save money in college, Ivana? Like, I don't wanna be a broke college student. Let me just tell you right now, college is expensive. You're gonna be a broke college student. Starting what I said before, if you are going to use people and bobo shit and drink and party all the damn time, and if you are really good at being a social butterfly, use other people's money. A lot of people, if you're watching this video, which I'm sure you probably don't watch those types of videos, but get ahead, right? Start watching videos on how to save money, how to invest money, how to buy a house. You'd be surprised what you learn. And a lot of people will tell you other people's money. Use other people's money to invest. Use other people's money to do this, that, and the third. Use other people's money to turn up. That boy like you, he better spark you up, okay? Why are you guys fucking and sucking for free? Listen, parents, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're watching this with your kids, but I'm just gonna tell you this right now. Your kids are gonna do a lot of things behind your back that you're not gonna like. But I'm just telling you, if you're gonna sit there and lay down with these dusty boys that are not gonna give you anything, stop using your own money to turn up and waste it on things that are not gonna serve you. If you're gonna lay down with these dusty boys, at least make them give you liquor and smoke you up and take you out to eat, and don't use your own money for all of that. When it comes to fun, when it comes to extracurriculars, when it comes to all of that, make your friends, make these little dusty boys, these little dusty girls, all of these people, okay, men, ladies, everybody watching this video right now, other people's money. Use your money for the important things. When it comes to fun, other people's money. Guidance counselors are the devil. Now, I actually just got information that a lot of private schools, guidance counselors, you know, those academic advisors actually do your classes for you. But at Bloomfield in particular, they actually weren't doing the classes for us. They actually just like had to have meetings with us in order for us to take our classes for ourselves. So it's kind of like a combination. We were given a book, right? And I'm very sure every school works like this. And this is something I have to tell you guys because this is how everybody gets fucked up and ends up in school for 5, 6, 25 years and never finishes. Every school gets a book, and I wish I had mine. I really always come across it when I'm not doing these videos, and then when I'm filming, so basically these books, it's like a little book, and it tells you every major at the school, all the classes you're supposed to take, and it has your year on it, and it's always the year that you came in. You are never supposed to change that book, and you're never supposed to change that book because that book tells you these are the classes you take for the year that you came in for your major. What happens is every freaking year they change, add, remove, and change the names of these courses, so things get a little confusing. So when you change every year, you're adding and subtracting courses. So every time you're going into these little academic advisors, they're telling you, oh, you need to take this, oh, you don't need that, oh, you need to take this, oh, you don't need that. So you're literally sitting here either not taking classes you're supposed to take, or you're not taking classes you're supposed to take and you're getting delayed. And this has happened to literally over 80% of the people that I know. And I kid you not, I graduated 2017 and I know people that are still at Bloomfield College right now, or people that started way before me and they just graduated. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And it's all because they did not follow their book and they let these academic advisors play them. Never switch your book out, because let's be real, at the end of the day, college is a business. And if you're dumb enough to not listen to this little thing, they will play you. When I was in college, they were trying to do this goofy shit of trying to get me to do electives that made no sense. And a lot of my friends sat there and took these classes for no goddamn reason. I failed 2 classes and I still graduated on time. And my friends were sitting there like, how come you didn't take this class? How come you didn't take that class? They were sitting there taking 5 classes every semester. I took 4 every semester. Y'all are dumb. I was like, you guys don't know how to read. Certain things that they were trying to get me to take were communication electives. What did I say? I was a communications major. What logic does it make for me to be taking communications electives when I'm a communications major? So I literally walked into that academic advisor like, I know I'm supposed to be here so you could clear my classes. And like, they'll try to do this thing where they're like, oh, these are the classes you need to take. But like, realistically, I already know what classes I'm supposed to take because I have the fucking book. You're also supposed to go to your academic chair, in my school in particular. And honestly, even if your school doesn't require it, you should always go to your academic chair, because you always want to make a good relationship with your academic chair. Find out who's the head of your department, who is the head of whatever you're studying, and make friends with them, be cool with them, because they're always going to be able to tell you, these are the classes you need, these are the jobs that are hiring, these are the internships. Like, I'm telling you, these are the people you always want to be in good cahoots with, because I'm telling you, they will always have your best like interest at heart. Like, I had her march up with me with the academic advisors to tell them I'm not taking these classes, because she's trying to tell me I need to take these classes. I'm like, I'm a communications major. Why am I taking communications electives when literally over like every class that I already took was a communications elective already? So I was like, you're gonna make these double, because I'm not doing it, bitch. Like, ma'am, I'm not doing it. Get mama. Like, I was just like, I'm not doing it. And I literally walked up in there with my academic advisor and she was like, yeah, she's not doing it. And literally on my transcript, all you see is waived, 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 waived. So I got like maybe like 4 or 5 classes waived. And I'm like, you guys are dumb. You guys sat there and took all of these classes for no reason. Like, and it was just mundane classes like creative writing. For what? Literally the major is communications, but it was like more focused on writing and media and stuff like that. We was writing the whole entire 4 years. What you want me to write more for? Like, no, I'm not doing it. So like, it just, certain things like that you just have to really pay attention to. Like, you have me doing British literature and all these other types of literatures, all this reading and writing. I'm not writing no more. Like, I'm tired. So like, certain things you have to really pay attention to, because they're just gonna try to take your money. So bringing it back to the point of making friends with your chair and your academic board and stuff like that is, if you ever get into a situation with one of your professors, you can always report them, because these professors be acting like they're invincible and they Teflon and they, you know, can't be replaced. Trust me, they can be replaced. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is not high school, and this is not elementary school, and this ain't kindergarten. If you ever have a problem with your professors, report them. If you ever have a situation, look at the syllabus. Every time a class starts, in the beginning of every class, you get a syllabus. The syllabus will tell you straight up, this is what is going on in the class, this is my rules, I check notebooks, whatever the case may be. If for whatever reason the teacher gets out of line and the teacher says, oh, I do not allow iPads in my class, you cannot take notes on the iPad, you could be like, oh, I don't see that in the syllabus. Report that shit to the board and you can bring your fucking iPad. I'm dead serious. Try it, and I kid you not, that teacher will come back the next day and be like, okay guys, you know, I have no problem bringing the iPads to the class. I promise you, and you will never get any repercussions for it. If you have a situation where your teacher is accusing you of plagiarism and you know damn well you ain't plagiarized, bring it to the board. If you have a situation where the teacher is trying to check your notebooks and that's not in the syllabus, bring it to the board. If you have a situation where the teacher is trying to kick you out of class for coming 5 minutes late and that's not in the syllabus, report it to the board. If you have a situation where the teacher is sitting there trying to say that you have to come to their office at a certain hours and the office hours are not in the syllabus, report it to the board. You would be surprised. You need to exercise your rights as a student, because as a student and as a professor, there are certain things they have to put in that syllabus. And if it's not in the syllabus, they cannot do it. And a lot of students do not know that, and they get fucked over. They end up getting failed. They end up getting in trouble. They end up suffering because they don't know that they could just report their fucking teachers. So thank me later. Use rate my professor. To be honest, I never looked up any of my professors. I just asked around because my school was small enough. And to be honest, we never had choices. Like literally it was either one teacher or one teacher or one teacher or another teacher, and the other teacher was usually like way worse than that one teacher. So you just have to pick your poison. If you go to a school that's huge and you have like multiple choices for teachers, use rate my professor. And if you had a horrible teacher, always write about that professor to warn the other students, okay? Be a savior. Changing majors is a waste of time. Yes, changing majors is, I said what I said, waste of time. I'm all about people doing what they want to do. I'm all about people actually following their life purpose. But I'm all about people not wasting time. If you don't know what you want to do, don't go to college. It doesn't make any logical sense. You're spending thousands of dollars to do something and you don't even know what you want to do. I've never changed majors ever. I went to school for communications, came out with a communications degree, point blank period. The only time I changed my major was for my master's, but literally the classes were exactly the same with the exception of 2 classes, and I changed within like the second month. And it was an accelerated program and the classes were changing every month. Yo, you'd be surprised, like literally every month I had a different class. It was difficult, it was hard as fuck. I will never do an online accelerated program again. It was very hard, but nonetheless, it's a waste of time. So I went for my master's, I went from communications to public relations. Literally, they're very, very similar. Like I said, the classes were exactly the same for that particular school, with the exception of 2 classes. However, when it comes to like, when you're doing something ridiculously different, where like you're going from like nursing to art, or when you're going from English to political science or economics to communications, it just doesn't make any logical sense because you're going to be starting from ground zero. You're going to be wasting time, you're going to be wasting money, and most importantly, you're going to have to deal with these, like I said, academic advisors fucking you over and trying to get you to take classes that you either don't need, don't want, or don't like have to really take. So I'm telling you right now, just literally do not go to college until you know what you want to do. I don't give a fuck if you have to go when you're 58. If 58 you realize I really want to be an environmental scientist, that's when you go to college. Because if you're gonna sit there and go to college and like every year you're changing your major, it's not worth it. I promise you that. And also, do not go to college if you're going for other people. If your mom, your dad, your grandma, your cousin, your baby daddy, if someone is forcing you to go to school, don't waste your time. You have to go for you. You have to go for your own personal development. College is for people who want to go for their brain, for their own personal development, not for anybody else. You cannot go to college for other people because you're not going to pass. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to follow through with it. And most importantly, you're going to be wasting time and money for absolutely no reason. Do not go there thinking that you're just going to tough it out and get a degree and get a job. Because most likely, if you don't have the passion, you're not going to make it through. I promise. It takes a lot of time, dedication, and discipline to finish college and get a job in your field and actually be happy. It's not just go to school and, finish it. It's not high school. It's not middle school. It's not elementary. It's completely different ball game. And of course, following that, transferring schools is a waste of fucking time as well. Let me just say, unless some way, somehow, your school that you're transferring to and from has a program where they are like some way, somehow in cahoots with the school that you're transferring to and from, do not waste your time saying, oh, I'm going to go to community college and then transfer to that other school. Unless, like I said, there is a set in stone program where they're saying, we will take the credits, every single credit from this school to that school, because you're going to be wasting your time taking the same classes all over again. I can't tell you how many people I know who said they're going to go to community college and either never went to school to finish or literally had to start all over again at a 4-year. Don't waste your time. Like I said, if you're not ready for college, don't go. Like, it's really simple. Just don't go. Work for a couple of years, start a business, go to trade school, pick up a skill. I don't know. But don't waste your time. The biggest concern I always hear people saying about not going to college is college debt. And they always say, I don't want it ruining my life. It's going to stop me. Let's be real. There's a lot of Americans out there with college debt that have cars, that have houses, that have businesses. it does not ruin your life as much as you think it does. That's one thing I can say that I definitely learned after college that was shocking. Like when I was applying for apartments, when I was applying for, you know, my car loan, they're like, oh, you have college debt. Yeah, we don't really care about that. Like I thought it was gonna ruin my life because that's what everybody would say, but like it really doesn't ruin your life as much as you think it does. A lot of people live with college loan debt. I'm not saying like, oh, you know, just go and rack up like $200,000 of debt. That's like, you know, more like, you know, doctors and lawyers and stuff that have like $200,000 of student loan debt. If you're like not a lawyer or doctor and you have $200,000 of student loan debt, I'm sorry, that's wicked. But realistically, it's not going to ruin your life. You're going to be in debt some way, somehow in life. And realistically, if you really want to make that investment into your education, I say go for it. But to be quite honest with you, you need to invest in your education in different ways. There's scholarships, there's grants, and most likely a lot of people that are complaining about the cost of college never tried. They never applied. They never saw how much they can get. They never tried to see, oh, this is how much money they're gonna give me. This is how much money I can get. They just sit there bitch crying, complain, oh, college is expensive. You know how many people I know that literally bitch crying to complain about college being expensive? Meanwhile, they got like 4.0 GPAs. It's like you could probably get a full ride and you're sitting here complaining about college being expensive. They never even applied to a college, but college is expensive. If you never applied, I suggest you hush. Okay, you can live in literally the worst neighborhood, and literally you living in like Compton, you living in Chirac, you living in Newark, you could probably get a full ride scholarship just because you live in those areas. Do not sit there and complain, bitch, and do all of this before you even try. Okay, if you try and you know they say they're not giving you shit, then okay, but like you can't just write things off before you even try. Okay, you have to actually go out and try to find these scholarships, go out and try to find these opportunities. Don't just write things off because you see the numbers on paper. Everyone pays a different amount for college. Someone may graduate with 100K in debt. Someone may only graduate with 10K in debt. Somebody may graduate with 50K in debt. Not everyone pays the same for college. You need to understand that. And whatever it is that you graduate with, understand more than likely it's not going to ruin your life, and it's not going to stop you from doing what you want to do. It's not going to sit there and be one of those things where it's like, oh, you have college debt, we can't give you this car. Oh, you have college debt, you can't get this house. Oh, you have college debt, I can't fuck you. It's not going to kill you. You're not going to be denied a credit card for college debt. You're not going to be denied life opportunities because you have college debt. Don't buy books until after a week or two after class. I can't tell you how many people I know would literally rush to the bookstore as soon as school starts, and I'm just like, you guys love to waste money, don't you? Don't do it. I kid you not, I ain't buy not one book during college with the exception of my British literature class. I fucking hated that class and I hated that fucking professor. That was the only class I ever bought a book for. And I think I like rented it and then I returned it or something like that. Other than that, all the classes I took, never bought a book. Ever. What you can do is you wait. Okay, you wait until you see how anal the teacher is about the book and see what the teacher's teaching style is. There's a lot of teachers that I know that won't even touch the damn book. Okay, they teach from the screen, they teach from oral interpretation, they teach from, you know, videos. They do not teach from any type of book. You know, they'll try to be like, okay, this is the book. You get in the bookstore, it's $188, and you know, I really strongly suggest everyone gets the book, and they never fucking pick up the book. But then, you know, there's those assholes that like they never teach from the book, but then the homework's in the book. So you know what you do? You hook up with a friend. Like what I say, use those skills you got, bro. You hook up with a friend. You're like, oh my God, Stephanie, I don't have the book, girl. What you doing tonight? I'm about to come over so I can use your book, girl. Or you just photocopy the book because all these books are available in the library. Yes, it's copyright. Oh my God, I'm telling you guys to do illegal shit. Let's be real. You're a broke college student. Why are you gonna go spend $188 something on a book that you're literally not gonna keep? Or you could just go rent the book. But again, why spend money on things you're not gonna keep? Like, do you really need this huge environmental science book for an elective? Or do you really need this big ass Yahoo, like, you know, reference book for English? Like, let's be real. Photocopy the damn pages you need. Go on the syllabus. Okay, it will tell you, you know, homework for, you know, prompt on pages 56 to 78. Read this, photocopy that shit, staple it, and bring it to class or do the homework from there and call it a day. Do not go buy the damn book. Do not go rent the book. Do not go spend unnecessary money if you don't have to. This is another very important financial aid tip. You need to listen very, very closely. Withdrawing. So if you withdraw from a class, you get a W. And this is because you will drop to part-time versus full-time student. And the problem with this is if you stay on campus, if you're given certain grants, scholarships, or whatever the case may be, if you withdraw or if you drop a class or whatever the case may be, that can fuck up your status, that can fuck up your money, and you don't want to be one of those people. Because what happens with financial aid is they will see it as, okay, so we gave you all of this money because you were a full-time student. Now you're sitting here withdrawing from classes, and now that's not what you are, so you need to run us our money back. Don't do that. So what you want to do is you have to wait for a certain time frame. Now your school would most likely be able to give you this timetable more accurately. I believe it depends on your school. Financial aid office, money office, whatever, will tell you specifically when the best time is to like drop that class. Like, it'll give you a more accurate timeline. You have to withdraw the class to get a W so that financial aid doesn't fuck around and ask for their money back. So that's it for the things that I wish I knew before I went to college. Make sure you guys join the giveaway. It's on the 16th to the 30th. Make sure you read the description box for all the details, and you follow me on Instagram and everything. Make sure you guys smash that like button, slash that subscribe button, smash everybody that can help a sister out, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye.